Um, Gwen Archer worked for the Ansonia Housing Authority in different capacities for about 18 years, but for the last 3 years she was a director of housing programs, which meant that she was in charge of following HUD's regulations as far as who might get housing assistance from the government. And she had to follow their rules and the regulations. She had a problem because one of the executive director, Jim Finucane, and the vice president, who was on the board of directors, Gary Merlone, they were actually receiving checks from the housing authority, although they weren't authorized to do so because they didn't file the right type of documentation. Gwen, being the director of the program, stayed on them to follow it. This went on for probably almost a year, and she can tell you better than I. But in the end, she was faced with a conflict of interest because by law, they were not supposed to be getting the checks for the assistance, the rental assistance for their land, I guess their people that leased from them. But they wouldn't fix the problem, and as much as she tried to fix the problem, they wouldn't fix the problem, and eventually she was forced to quit because of a conflict of interest. So we're saying that she had good cause to quit because the law was being broken.
Mm-hmm. All right. Does that have a closing statement on behalf of the employer?
Yes. It is the employer, the Ansonia Housing Authority position, that Ms. Archer brought alleged concerns to the attention of the executive director, which were addressed and being addressed by the executive director, and that she simply didn't agree with the time frame in which it was occurring. It's also the authority's position that she did not seek out any alternatives, and in doing so failed to meet her burden for good cause attributable to the employer under the unemployment statute.
Okay.